Before beginning the examination, I am washing my hands for hygiene and patient safety.
Hi, I'm Marcella. What is your name?
My name is Anji.
I am going to perform neurological examination on cranial nerves 5, 7 and 8. Is that okay for you?
Okay.
First, I am going to perform cranial nerve 5, which is the trigeminal nerve. First, I am going to do sensory examination. For that, I am going to take a cotton ball for light touch and a pin for which has a sharp and blunt end for pain sensation. First, I am going to use this cotton to touch your forehead, chin and cheek. Is that okay for you?
Okay.
Please, when you feel a sensation, please tell me. Can you close your eyes?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay. The light sensation is normal. Next, for pain sensation, I am going to use this pin which has a blunt and sharp end. This is blunt end and this is sharp end. Okay. Is that okay for you if I do this? Can you close your eyes? When you feel the sensation, please tell me.
Sharp. Blunt. Sharp.
The pain sensation is normal. Next, I am going to do corneal reflex. For that, I am going to use this wisp of cotton to touch the conjunctiva of your eye. Is that okay for you?
Okay.
Please look at the distance. When you feel it, please tell me. The patient can feel the touch and the blinking response is present. Next, I am going to do motor innervation. For that, can you please clench your jaw? I am going to check for muscle contractions which is equal on both sides and muscle tone of the masseter and temporalis muscle. Next, I am going to do cranial nerve 7, which is the facial nerve. For that, I am going to check asymmetry of the face and nasolabial fold. For that, can you please smile, raise your eyebrows, frown, puff out your cheek, show your teeth. Please close your eyes, don't let me open them. Okay. Next, I am going to perform cranial nerve 8, which is the vestibulocochlear nerve. I am going to access the hearing by whisper voice test. I am going to stand 2 feet apart from the patient. Now I am going to say numbers. Please repeat them.
1, 5, 8.
Next, I am going to do Weber test. For that, strike the tuning fork and place it in the midline of the patient. Can you feel it?
Yes.
Okay. Next, I am going to Rinne test. For that, strike the tuning fork and place it on the mastoid process of the patient. Can you feel it?
No.
Next, place it in front of the ear. Can you hear it?
Yes.
Hi, I'm Monica. I'm going to do lung examination. For that, I need to get sanitize myself. May I know your name, please?
Yes, I am Raviraj.
We are going to do lung examination.
Yes,
Kindly take off your clothes. No deformity, no asymmetry of chest expansion, no abnormal respiratory movement. Palpation. Is there any pain?
no,
Test for chest expansion. Place your thumb at the level of 10th rib with loosely grasping your fingers at the rib cage. Kindly take a deep breath.
yes,
So this gives us the range and symmetry of the rib cage as it contracts and relaxes. This is also called as lung excursion. Tactile flumitus test. For this, we need to place the ulnar surface or the bony surface under the skin on the patient's body. Say 99.
Yes, 99, 99, 99, 99, 99, 99, 99.
So this has a transmission of vibration from the vocal cord, bronchopulmonary tree and the thorax. Percussion. For this, we need to hyperextend our fleximeter finger so that the other fingers will not touch the patient's body. We have to strike the fleximeter finger with the right middle finger in a ladder pattern. So this has a transmission of vibration from the underlying chest wall. Diaphragmatic excursion. For this, we have to place the fleximeter finger above the level of dullness. Take a deep breath and open your mouth slightly. Say 99.
Yes, 99, 99, 99, 99.
So I heard a muffled and instinct sound. Say E.
E, 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 E.
So I heard a long past muffled sound. Say 99 whisperedly. I heard a faintly and indistinctly sound.
Morning, myself Shweta. I'm second year medicine student. So I'm going to conduct some sensory test on you. Is that okay?
Okay.
So may I know your name and age, please?
Yes, my name is Tanma and my age is 14.
Okay, first let us start a test.
Okay.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Okay, so let us first start with the primary sensation testing. In this, I will test you with that. Can you please keep your hand fine and close your eyes? Okay. So I'm gonna keep a glass of cold water and a glass of hot water in her hand to the primary sensory testing, like basic testing. Okay. Now keep your hands forth.
Oh,
What's
it's cold
water?
water.
And this one.
It's hot water.
Okay. So you can sense easily which is hot water and which is cold water. So the next step is superficial tensile sensation. In this, I will keep cotton on anywhere of your face or body and ask you to close your eyes, and I will ask you where you can feel the cotton. Is that okay? Can you close your eyes? Okay. Now,
It's on forehead,
okay.
cheek,
Neck.
arm,
Okay.
and shoulder.
Yeah, that's correct. Can you feel the sense?
Yes.
Here?
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
and now.
Yes.
So the next step is superficial painful sensation. In this, I will ask the patient to close her eyes and take an object which is either a pen or pencil, and just take a one in this sharp, another in this blunt, and I will ask her whether she can feel the sharp side or dull side. Okay. Can you close your eyes? Can you say which it is?
It's sharp.
Okay, and this one,
Sharp.
and this one,
Dull.
this one.
Dull.
Okay, thank you. So the next step is sensory vibration test. In this, I will ask the patient to fold her arm like this, and I will vibrate this tuning fork and place there, and I ask the patient whether she is feeling any vibration or not. Okay, can you close your eyes? Can you feel?
Yes.
Now?
Yes.
Okay. Can you feel the vibration?
Yes.
Now?
Yes.
And now?
Yes.
Now?
Yes.
The next step is position sensory testing or proprioception. In this, I will ask the patient, I will move her finger up and down and her toes as well up and down, and ask her to say which finger is moving. Is that okay? Or down? Can you give your finger?
Up.
Down. Okay. Can you close your eyes? Give your finger hand.
Up. Down. Up.
Okay. And now let's proceed with the toe finger. Can you sense?
Down.
Now?
Up.
Now?
Up.
And this one?
Down.
Moving to the next step, which is deep sensory testing. In this, there are different types. First, we are gonna go with stenognosis. In this, I will place a coin or a key in patient hand and ask her what it is. Can you close your eyes? Keep your hand. Can you say what it is?
It's keys.
Okay.
Coin.
Okay, so she doesn't have any recognizing problem and no problem in a disorder in cerebellum. Moving to the next step, which is 2-point discrimination. In this, we need a pointer substance, and we need to sense the patient hand by clicking it, and the distance should be 5 millimeters. Can you close your eyes and give your... In this, I'm gonna test you, like keeping this 1 point or 2 points with you, and you have to say whether it is 1 or 2. Okay. Can you close your eyes? Okay.
It's 2. 2. 1. 2. 1.
Okay. Next step is graphitasia. In this, we have to take a pointer substance and draw any number on patient palm and ask her what we have written. Can you close your eyes and give your palm?
It's 0. A.
Okay.
S.
Okay, that's good. Thank you. Next part is extension sensory testing. In this, I will touch the patient's time simultaneously on one side or both sides and ask you where you are feeling the stimulus or sensation. Okay. Can you close your eyes and give your hands? Just give your index finger. Something. Can you feel?
Yeah.
It's on one side or two sides?
2 sides.
Now?
1 side.
Now?
2 sides.
Now?
2 sides.
Okay.
Verma Samir, second year medical student. I am here for ear examination. What's your name?
Ayan Rabbani,
How old are you?
19.
Do I have your consent for today's ear examination?
Yes.
Thank you. Now let's begin. These are the instruments required for an ear examination. The otoscope, the tuning forks. We use the tuning forks of 512 Hz and 256 Hz because these are the normal frequency range of speech. We have sanitizer, a notepad and a pencil for the records. First of all, we begin with examination of auricles and the external ears. After inspecting, there are no signs of inflammation, bulging. Behind the ear, mastoid looks clear and normal in size, and trigger also look normal as well. In next test, we use otoscope to check inside the ear. If you feel uncomfortable, kindly notify me. It is the proper way to insert the otoscope in the patient ear. I am turning on the light. I am seeing grayish eardrum now. So I see proper parus tensa, parus flaccida, and proper cone of light and no abnormalities. We will repeat the same with the other ears too. Now we proceed with whisper test. I will whisper some numbers and words combinations to your ears. I will obstruct your ears and also rotate yours rotate in a circular motion at your triggers so that it prevents the sound to go in the ear.
2AB 4XY.
We will do the same examination with other ears also. So for the hearing loss, I will firstly perform the Viva test. For that, I will strike the tuning fork and place it on the middle of the forehead and I will check if he hears it equally on both the ears or it's more in one and less in other.
Equal.
Now we will do Rendy test. For that we will use tuning fork and place it on the mastoid bone and see the bone conductions.
Now.
Thank you. That's all from my side.
Good day friends. Today I will demonstrate how to examine the cranial nerve 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th and reflexes. So my name is Vijayvargi Abhishek. What's your name?
Aryan.
So we will first sanitize our hands before performing the examination. I will first examine the glossopharyngeal nerve, which is cranial nerve 9th, and vagus nerve, cranial nerve 10th. I will ask the patient to say and listen to the voice and check for the movements of the soft palate and pharynx. Normally, soft palate and uvula remains in midline and rises symmetrically. I will also note for any dysphagia, which is difficulty swallowing, and odynophagia, that is painful swallowing. For gag reflex, I will first inform the patient about the test, and with the help of a tongue depressor, I will stimulate the back of the throat on each side and note for the reflex. Okay, so note, after using the tongue depressor, we should dispose it properly to avoid infections. Now I will move to examine the glossopharyngeal nerve, which is cranial nerve 11th, which innervates sternocleidomastoid and trapezius muscle. So first of all, I will feel the muscle and see for any atrophy of fasciculations present. Now I will move to back of the patient and ask the patient to shrug his shoulders against the resistance and note for the strength and contraction of the muscles. Now I will ask the patient to move his head against the resistance and note for the strength and contraction of the opposite sternocleidomastoid muscle. Now I will move to examine the hypoglossal nerve, which is cranial nerve 12, and for that I will listen to the articulation of the patient's words. Say something.
Hello.
Now I will inspect the tongue for any fasciculations or atrophy present. Now I will inspect the tongue and ask the patient to protrude the tongue out and move to each side, and will note for the uniformity of the motion. Now for reflexes, I will first examine the biceps reflex using the reflex hammer. The patient's elbow should be partially flexed and the forearm pronated. Place the thumb or the finger over the biceps tendon and strike the hammer through the digit over the biceps tendon, and note for the flexion of the elbow and contractions. Next is the brachioradialis reflex, for which the patient's hand should rest on the lap with forearm partially pronated. Strike the wrist with the flat side of the hammer 1 to 2 inches above the wrist and watch for the flexion and pronation of the forearm. Now for triceps reflex, the patient's hand should partially flex and palm toward the body and strike the triceps tendon just above the elbow and note for any extension and contraction of the triceps tendon. For quadriceps reflex, I will ask the patient to flex the knee and briskly tap the patella from down and note for the contractions of the quadriceps muscle and extension at the knee. Now for Achilles tendon reflex, partially dorsiflex the foot at the ankle and ask the patient to relax. Briskly tap the Achilles tendon from back and note for the plantar flexion of the ankle. Now we will move forward to check for the Babinski sign, and for that I will ask the patient to lie down. Using any blunt object, I will stroke the lateral aspect of the sole from heel to toe and note for the plantar response. Now for clonus, support the knee in partially flexed position and using the other hand dorsiflex and plantarflex the foot for few times and then sharply dorsiflex the foot and maintain it in dorsiflexion. Look for the rhythmicity of the motion. Normally the patient do not react to this reflex, but if present it will indicate the possible CNS disease.